Marshal Dr. R.B. Robbins. Dr. Robbins.
The great state of Kansas, your neighbor on the west.
Gentlemen, I consider it a high privilege and an honor in a way than we could possibly tell you tonight. Of Democrats from the cluster of states surrounding and composing Missouri. My countrymen, even amidst the stirring chapters of the globe encircling war, the United States must choose its leaders in November 1944. War does not and should not suspend the Constitution of our country. Senator Truman, we are commissioned by the Democratic Party officially notify you of your selection as our candidate for Vice President. As an advisor and counselor to the President, the Vice President sits at the cabinet table. He supplies contact between the executive and the Congress. Senator Truman, your party has selected you to perform these mighty functions. You possess the ability and character to discharge them with high distinction. No public office better equips one to serve as Vice President than experience as a member of the Senate, and your years of service in that body admirably qualified you for its exalted duties. Where with our allies is being erected a world organization.
Thank you very much. Chairman, Senator Conley, members of the Notification Committee, fellow colleagues of the Senate, members of the House of Representatives, and fellow citizens. I am deeply honored to have been named as the Democratic Party's candidate for Vice President of the United States, and I accept with humility and a prayer for guidance that I may perform honorably and well whatever tasks are laid before me. I have one. Franklin Delano Roosevelt is my leader and commander-in-chief. In the past, I have supported the policies formulated by him to protect and advance the welfare of the nation. I will continue to do so and will continue my efforts to make certain that those policies are carried out promptly and efficiently by those entrusted with their administration. And of all our people, the skill and ability of the military, of business, of labor, of agriculture must all be directed with initiative, with courage and with foresight and with experience, just as they have been since the emergency actually began. We know from the success of our efforts to date that under the continued leadership of President Roosevelt, those objectives will be accomplished. Victory over them, though it may follow with all possible speed, will be but the completion of one turn in a long road. War has taught us that, whether we like it or not, We cannot build a wall of isolation around the United States. Our very existence depends upon the establishment and maintenance of a sound and just peace throughout the world. If you ask the historian why we failed to bring about a lasting peace after World War I, he will answer, a partisan struggle for political power. Let us remember the warning of Woodrow Wilson. He stressed that in an effort to make peace, partisan politics should be adjourned. Partisan historical. Make no mistake about the fact that once again we have among us a group of isolationists as determined, as bitter, and as dangerous as the band who set themselves against the League of Nations and gave to Wilson's peace in 1920 a stab in the back. Our national and international problems, we can have confidence that the next generation will not have to spill its blood to rectify our mistakes and failures. It takes time for anyone to familiarize himself with a new job. This is particularly true of the presidency of the United States, the most difficult and complex job in the world. Even in peacetime, it is well recognized that it takes a new president at least a year to learn the fundamentals of his job. We can expect any man without experience in national and international affairs readily to learn the views, the objectives, and the inner thoughts of those dominant leaders who have guided the destinies of our courageous allies. Their opinions, so do they respect him. At no time in our history has a president possessed such knowledge of foreign leaders and their problems. None has ever so completely won their confidence and admiration. Winning the war and concluding the peace are only a part of the task facing us during the next 4 years. We must also reestablish our domestic economy. On all these great issues, we know that President Roosevelt will take a progressive and courageous who lead them with the foresight and the courage to support them. Ask yourselves whether you dare to entrust the negotiation of the peace of the world to those who are not familiar with world affairs. The welfare of this nation and its future, as well as the peace of the whole world, depends upon your decision on November the 7th. You can't afford to take a chance. You should endorse tried and experienced leadership. You should re-elect Franklin D. Roosevelt, President of the United States.